Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make 84 meals for around $30. So if you need to stretch that grocery budget dollar out and make it last, I'm going to show you some meals and some ways to do that. So let me show you what I got. Here is my haul from Walmart. So let me just show you what I got. So I got 5 pounds of all-purpose flour, and then I got some yeast to make some bread with that. We have a 3-pound bag of Gala apples, some quick oats for some oatmeal, and macaroni and cheese in a box for quick lunches. I got 2 pounds of pintos. We're going to do a couple different things with the pintos. I wanted spaghetti. They did not have spaghetti, so I went with the angel hair pasta, which is fine. Also, I wanted regular white rice. They did not have, so I ended up getting this kind of rice, 2 pounds. Then I got the petite diced tomatoes, 2 cans of green beans, 1 jar of the crunchy peanut butter, and a can of garlic and herb tomato sauce. I got some bananas, 6 bananas. Then I got these bouillon, well, instead of the cubes, I got just the granulated like powder. And this can go in so many other dishes other than just like chicken stock. It gives a lot of flavor. So that's like going to be my seasoning a lot. I got some baby carrots. And then my chicken I got was this chicken, and it was $7.02. So we're going to make a lot of meals with the meat that I'm going to get for that chicken. So all of this totaled to be $30.70. However, I have tax in my state, so after tax, it was $31.20. I know not all states have food taxes, but where I am, we do have food taxes. So here's the haul, and let me show you what we're going to do with it. Okay, here is breakfast, day 1 through 4. We have some oatmeal and some chopped up apples. All these apples right here are from 2 little apples. Let me show you how big they are. So 2 of these little apples right here made all of this apple chopped up. So these are good, hefty, hearty portions for breakfast. Definitely gonna stick with you and keep you full for longer. And I got the whole grain quick oats. Really, really quick. You don't even have to cook them on the stovetop. You can cook it in the microwave. 2 minutes, it's done. And add your apples on top. You got a really quick, healthy, hearty breakfast for pretty cheap. Here is breakfast 5, 6, and 7. I just took some of the bread that I made, put some peanut butter on it, and half a banana. And this is what we're gonna have for breakfast on days 5, 6, and 7. For lunch today, it's gonna be macaroni and cheese. Here is lunch. I made the box macaroni and cheese, diced up some of the apples, and put some of the fresh carrots here on the side. All right, here's the chicken. And now I'm just gonna debone the whole thing. Here is part of the chicken that has been deboned from that large chicken. And then here is the chicken stock that came from the crock pot that we cooked it in. And that is going to be for another supper for chicken soup. I'm cooking some rice for tonight's supper. All right, here's the rice. Cooked to perfection, just out of the pan. And then we have our green beans going right here. Here is supper, night 1. These are the girls' plates, and we're gonna make ours now. All right, here is lunch that I have put up. Here are my beans that I have washed, and now I'm going to let them soak for probably about 6 or 7 hours. So my beans have been soaking for 9 hours. I just got home from work, and now I'm going to just put them on the stovetop and let them cook up Let them cook for maybe an hour. And I'm gonna add some more water until they're nice and tender. Okay, tonight's supper is going to be beans and rice. And we're gonna make some bread to go along with it. So I'm gonna show you how I make my bread out of what we bought. All right, to my bowl, I'm gonna add 1.5 cups of warm water. Then I'm going to add 1/2 tablespoon of salt. And then 1 pack of my fast rising instant yeast that I got. And I'm gonna let that set for 4 or 5 minutes until it's bubbling up and the yeast has activated. So you're gonna add to the yeast and the salt and the water, you're gonna add 3 3/4 cups of flour. Now I'm just gonna take a spatula, mix it up until it's all combined instead of doing like a stand mixer. Until it's all combined together, and then we're gonna let it rise. Okay, so now here's my bread. I'm gonna cover it and I'm gonna let it sit and rise for about 2 hours. So here's my bread, all risen up here and puffy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some flour out on my board right here, pull it out, punch it down a little bit, all in my hands. I'm gonna fold it over a couple times. I'm gonna place it seam side down and let it rise just a little bit more. 20-30 minutes uncovered. And then I'm gonna bake it in the oven. Okay, here is my bread and it has risen so beautifully. So now I'm just gonna score the top and then we're gonna put it in the oven for about 25 minutes. I put a little water bath underneath to keep the bread nice and moist as it cooks. And it should be golden in about 25 minutes on 450. Here is the bread fresh out of the oven with a nice crust and a golden finish. Here's the rice that I cooked to go with our beans. Here is the second night of suppers. We have rice, beans, and I topped it with diced tomatoes, and the diced tomatoes have so much flavor in them. It's the garlic and herb one, and it gives this whole little bowl right here a big punch of flavor. So we got plenty of rice, plenty of beans, and plenty of diced tomatoes. So this is our second supper. Okay, tonight we are going to have chicken stew. So this is the chicken stock that I had left over from cooking the whole chicken, and it was in the refrigerator. I just heated it up a little bit so I could get it all out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it into, well, I'm gonna flop it into my pan here, and then I'm gonna turn it up, and then I'm gonna fill this up with water, pour that in, and I'm gonna do probably one more of this. I'm gonna add another jar of water. Then I'm gonna take my granulated bouillons, and I'm not really gonna measure, just gonna take a spoon out and give it a good sprinkle around like that. Take my little whisk this up. Then I'm gonna bring it to a bubble and let that heat up through and through. And then I'm gonna start adding my stuff to it. Okay, so I went ahead and added one more jar of water, a little bit more of this, and it is heated through, bubbling just a little bit. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add my carrots, the baby carrots that I got. I just chopped them up like this. We're gonna go ahead and add them first because they take a little bit longer to cook. I'm gonna cook those for a little while and then I'll add the rest. All right, the chicken soup is bubbling. The carrots have cooked. Not quite all the way through, but enough for me to add the other stuff to it. So I'm gonna turn the heat down and I'm gonna add the rice and the chicken. So here's some of the chicken that I had left over, and I'm just gonna add it in and break it up just a little bit into smaller pieces. I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of the chicken. To that, I'm gonna add 1 cup of the rice that I have. Stir it around for a little bit. Let that rice cook up. All right, the chicken soup is done. Now all we're gonna do is put it in a bowl and eat it with some of the bread that I made. Here is our supper on night number 3. The bread that I have left over to go with it. I'll take probably 1 or 2 pieces with the soup. Tonight we are having spaghetti with angel hair pasta. So I'm just gonna put it in some water. I'm just gonna boil it up. Here's the pasta sauce that I bought for $1.18. I just got it back here heating up, and my noodles are about done. And when you get angel hair pasta, it cooks super fast. So they are actually done. So I'm gonna drain the water. Here is supper, night 4, spaghetti noodles, pasta sauce, and the homemade bread on the side. All right, here is our lunches made for the next day. There's enough spaghetti to go around, and we have already packed it up, and I have enough bread left over also, so this will be lunch for tomorrow. So for one of our lunches, we're gonna have beans, rice, and I'm gonna make some homemade tortillas. The only thing I'm gonna use is a little bit of oil that I have on hand. So I have this recipe, which I'm gonna half, and it calls for 3 cups. So I'm gonna put 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour into my mixer. I'm gonna add in 1/8 of a cup of the oil. And I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of water, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. I'll turn the speed up a little bit. All right, here is my dough, and I made half of the recipe. So I'm going to make 8 equal balls out of this. 1/2 and 1/2. All right, here they all are, and now I'm going to take my rolling pin and roll them out. Take my pin and just kind of coat it. And then just roll it out flat. Is about the size that I want them. Flip it. Literally takes like a minute on one side, a minute on the other. It's done. All right, to my assembly here, I'm gonna take some beans that I've just mashed up and made some refried beans to put in my burrito. And I'm gonna add some of the rice that I had left. And I'm gonna have a rice bean burrito for lunch. So for dinners on nights 5, 6, and 7, it was leftovers. So basically I just took everything out of the refrigerator that I had put up, and we had quite a bit of extra food left over from each night. It made so much food, and we are a family of 4. So basically I just pulled everything out, and everybody just picked what they wanted for nights 5, 6, and 7. Here is a nice little snack, apples with some of the crunchy peanut butter. Thank you guys for watching. That wraps up my 84 meals for $30 video. And as you can tell, this meal plan, you have to like leftovers and eat leftovers. So what I tried to do is have big hearty meals to be able to have the same thing for lunch the next day. We had a couple different lunches, but for the most part, we ate the same thing for lunch the next day. And we also had some snacks with these meals, the carrots and the apples and peanut butter, and it kept us full and saved us a lot of money, and the food was really delicious. So I hope you can get some ideas from this video to use and save a few extra dollars. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out. Please consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see y'all in the next video.